Hey YouTube, Coffee Dude 65. Been trying to make this video for about 3 days, so I'm going to try to get it done and see. What I want to talk about is my theories of how we got to where we're at today with the political unrest and a lot of things. The basic thing, the whole root cause of this turmoil, coup attempt, we should not mince words, it is a coup attempt and it is still going on. But how did we develop this mentality to where a lot of people are willing to take up arms and overthrow the government? I believe that it all goes back to 9/11. And there were conspiracy theories and mistrust of the government before 9/11. But that's when it became really mainstream. And a lot of people, myself included, began to probe and question. Because the story that we were told, as we all have talked about, is bullshit. It's just, it's not true. Now, in short, I'm just going to cover what I think happened. I don't think necessarily it was a inside job, but then again, it depends on what you define inside job as. What I think was that it was allowed to happen. 9/11 was allowed to happen in order to galvanize the country to go to war against Saddam Hussein. And there are theories similar about Pearl Harbor. I'm not prepared to say yet whether I believe or not believe, but there's a lot of evidence out there that it was the same thing with World War II, that we knew it was coming and we let it happen. And I think that's what 9/11 was. And I think the involvement in some of the government goes pretty deep. But that thing, 9/11, gave us the doubt, gave a lot of people a reason to doubt, and that our government is not exactly what we are taught. And so, after 9/11, the seed was planted, and then it was exploited, probably by the same people that had involvement in it in the first place. And it goes to Trump, and I don't know if he was the architect or if he is simply an agent, but he began to continue this mistrust of the government with first the birther movement and fake news. He harped on fake news, and I'm not altogether happy with a lot of the media that I see now, but this whole idea of fake news and don't believe what you hear on the TV and don't do this and that and don't listen, and all through his administration I've been victimized, Trump says, and treated unfairly and this and that. And even before the election, he was calling it out that it's going to be rigged. So all these people have been indoctrinated over time to believe this. Now, the next point is that government, our American government, I am a person person that I still believe in the foundations of our government. I believe in our Constitution, I believe in the Founding Fathers, and I believe overall that our system is a good system. It is, however, corrupt to a point. It's not perfect. But if we don't have what we have, then what do we have? And the reason it's corrupt is, as Don Hooligan has pointed out very truthfully, that there's too much money in our government. But the bones are there, if you will. And not everybody in the government are Bilderbergs, Illuminati, rich and powerful people. I'll give you an example. In my state of Missouri, we elected from the congressional district in St. Louis, Cori Bush. You can look her up. She's an average person. She's a common person. She is one of us. She's struggled in her life. She was homeless for a while, and she ran a few times, and she made it, and she is now will begin serving as a representative in the United States Congress. In my mind, there's no way that she is any kind of rich and powerful Bilderberg or whatever. But we need to reform our government and not have a revolution, in my opinion. And we do need to take the money out of politics. And that's what I think. So I do support our system of government, but I do think we need to reform it. The next thing is what scares me the most about all of this is this mentality that I talked about. The mentality that the government is all bad, it's all corrupt, it's all terrible to the point where we have to tear it out and start over. And I don't think it is. But there's that mentality out there that's more prevalent now than ever before. And it's scary, because I don't see any way to convince these people, the ones that stormed the Capitol, the Proud Boys, the Boogaloos, the whatever name they call themselves, there's no way to convince them now any differently. And it's going to be a while before we can have things to be somewhat normal. And even normal isn't the best, but again, it's better than most anything else. I'm not going to go into all the other political theories. I could. I might make some videos later on, but I don't know, except for that this mistrust has been exploited over the years since 9/11. And it is a effort by someone, whether it's the rich and powerful, whether it's Bilderbergs, Illuminati, Skull and Bones, whatever, it is an effort, and has been an effort, to set each other against ourselves. And that's where we're at now. And the thing again is that the mentality is, if you don't believe me, then you're wrong, and you should be executed. Maybe that's extreme, but that's what a lot of these people seem to say. And I see it everywhere. I see it on the news, the footage of the rioters. I see it on Facebook of normal, average people that are willing to go to war with Trump. And they have fallen victim victim to the propaganda that has been exploited and the mistrust of government and so on. So, I don't know how we fix it. I'm afraid that we're into a period that it's going to be like this for a while, and there's going to be more incidences. Whether it's at the inauguration or whether it's not, these people are not going to go away. And they believe they're on the side of right. They believe all of this about how government is bad and terrible and that. And I see all these things on Facebook about welcome to the communist state of America and so on and so forth, and they don't know what they're talking about. They don't know what the definition of communism is. You can't be socialist and communist at the same time. It doesn't work that way. They're two different philosophies. They're actually diametrically opposed philosophies. So anyway, I think I've covered everything that I was going to cover. But it does scare me, this mentality. I don't know how to fix it. And it's mistrust that's been bred and fostered and nurtured in order to set each other against ourselves. And the only answer that I can come up with is that we have to unify. Again, America is founded upon the notion that we are free to disagree. But these people, the MAGA people, whatever you want to call them, they don't just disagree. If you're not with them, you're against them. And that's not America. They want to profess themselves as American patriots. But they are breaking the first rule of America, majority rule with respect to minority rights and opinions. And I don't know how to change it, and it scares the shit out of me. Anyway, that's all for now. Talk to you guys later. Coffee Dude out. Peace.